Hi, you're listening to Book Chat with author Vivian E. Moore.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode. We really appreciate you joining us. This podcast really shows us how we can all learn, live, and thrive off of each other. By sharing our knowledge through our conversations, we will impart some knowledge whilst learning ourselves how to progress even further. Here is your host.
Hello and welcome to Book Chat. I am your host, author Vivian E. Moore. Hope everyone had a great week, and I hope you're having a great weekend. I missed you guys last weekend, but it was a holiday weekend, so I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that you celebrated this Memorial Day. If you had family members who served in the military in whatever capacity, and I hope that you celebrated them. Maybe they passed on, maybe not because they were in the military, but maybe due to the fact that they were in the military. I hope that you celebrated them. I definitely celebrated the folks in my family who served in the military years past, and had a son to also serve, and thank God he's still here. But Memorial Day is for remembering those who gave up their lives so we can have our freedom. So, we need to keep them in our deepest memory, and because we owe them a major thank you for the service that they provided so that we could have these freedoms, to do what we do. So much love going out to the military right now. I know I sound a little nasally, a little stuffed up, and I hope that I can make it through today's show without coughing too much, but I've got allergies going on. I hate that, but it is what it is. But at any rate, we're going to move right on with today's show. Okay, so the title of today's show is I Am What I Am, and the topic is Authenticating Writers. Do you remember that saying, you are what you eat? I know it ran in commercials, and you read it in magazines, and, all of that stuff. But, and I grew up hearing this repeatedly, and I don't know about you, but I wonder if the same applies to what you do. All right, so we're going to get into that. All right. So throughout my many years as a writer, people have asked, what makes you a writer? The short answer is, I am a writer. So that's what I am. That sounds Dr. Seuss-like, but, it is what it is once again. You write, so that's what you do. That's who you are. You're a writer. All right. So when asked what I do or am, I've long stopped being offended by the question because, you do book signings, and you go to book lunch parties. You have book lunch parties and things of that nature. And that is one of the main questions that people always ask at those forums. How do you know you're a writer? Can anyone write? And how do you get started as a writer? And all of these things, and they're valid questions. I understand that, but if it's me, and I'm at one of those events, and I'm surrounded by authors, then I don't have to ask them, how do you know you're a writer? Because it's sort of obvious, okay? All right, so anyway, the thing that gets me is, they oftentimes ask writers that, but, do they ask painters what makes them a painter? Or physicians, what qualifies them as doctors? I think not. What they do speaks for itself, and the same applies to writers. Perhaps that question has shaken up a few writers who question their ability. And I'll be honest and say I've asked myself at times that question too. Not because I didn't have faith in who I am as a writer, but sometimes you just go through those phases when you question everything. You've had people question, well, what is my purpose in this world? What purpose am I serving in this world? What am I supposed to do? What are my gifts? I don't know what they are, but and sometimes you may ask yourself that question if you're a writer or an author, and maybe it's because you got a bad review, or maybe book sales didn't do too good last month. For whatever reason, it does not change the fact that you are who you are. You are a writer, okay? There's no getting around that. You are, and I'm going to break it down for you just a little bit more. All right? Because I've read excellent writing and some bad writing. Okay, I have to level that playing field, put it out there. But it still does not disqualify, but instead authenticates you are still writers. The truth is that we often feel inadequate for a multitude of reasons. But the fact remains that you are unique because not everyone can do what you do. And let me explain further. Not everyone can express ideas or evoke emotions through words. And not everyone can string together sentences and give characters voices. Only writers possess the characteristics to do that. Because writing is, guess what, y'all? A superpower. Yes, it is. Just like editing is a superpower. If you play basketball and you're great at it, that's your superpower. If you're a teacher and you're great at it, that's your superpower. Whatever you do to the best of your ability, that's your superpower. That's your talent, okay? You are what you are, and nothing and no one can change that, because God gave you those gifts to do with them, hopefully good things, and don't do evil with those superpowers, but do good with those superpowers, because it's needed. Where would we be without books, without writers, without authors? We need them. I'm sorry. I thought I silenced my phone, but hello, guess what? I guess I didn't. It still rang through. But at any rate, just keep doing what you do. And because I want to empower you, I want you to be uplifted in what you do, to have that confidence, to be reassured that you are what you are. You may just be starting out in this craft, but the thing of it is that you will get better, because practice always makes better or makes perfect. My mother used to tell me that all the time. Let me just send this text right quick. All right, this is life. This is real life right here. You try to do a show and you try to keep it as professional as possible, but guess what? Sometimes children don't know that that you're in the midst of doing things, and so they call, they text, they knock on doors, they show up. So, and as a parent, I can't say, go away because I'm busy. No, I can't do that. So I just ask that you bear with me. I'm sorry if I'm being unprofessional by texting my son. But anyway, let's get back to the show. Perhaps you never realized that and thought you were a bit anal because of your freakish attention to detail, or thought you suffered from a lack of awareness because you're a daydreamer. I do that big time, all the time. But it's not that I'm just sitting there chasing rabbits. Actually, my mind is processing information. It's developing storylines and characters and dialogue. It's doing all of those things, and generally I'm in the midst of doing something else, but that's just how my mind works. I'm not a slacker, but I am a multitasker. I can do multiple things at one time. I guess it goes with the territory of being a mother, because we have to train ourselves just like a few minutes ago, to be able to do more than one thing at a time. So yes, I'm trying to host a radio podcast, but then at the same time, I'm trying to reply to my son. Because you never know, they know that my show goes on at 6:00, but life goes on, and so I never know if it's a true emergency. So I'm not going to ignore a phone call or a text, even if I am in the middle of doing a show, because I want to know what's going on with them at all times, if possible. So everything is good, but he just forgot that he didn't look at the time to see it was 6:00, and that's the time I do my show. But anyway. In truth, those elements define who you are only in part, but there are more essential characteristics such as discipline, clarity, dynamic vocabulary, passion, and that is what makes you a game changer. All of these elements goes into being a writer, becoming a writer. If you possess all of these characteristic traits, and had no idea what that was about, well, there you go. These are the first the first signs of that you just might be a writer, or you just might be someone who writes poetry or writes scripts, things of that nature. So now you know what to do with it. Sit down, whether it's at your computer or perhaps you have a tablet, laptop, whatever, or just a good old pad and pencil. Sit down and do what you were born to do, and that is becoming a writer or being a writer. Okay, you are a writer for numerous reasons, but the one that sticks out the most is the overwhelming desire to create. That's what we do. We are creators. It's our passion, and it's something that cannot be denied. It's something that is deep inside of us. That we can't hold it down. We can't keep it from coming out. What you are will always come out in the end. It will always shine through. It's like the sun. The sun is always there, even on cloudy days. We can't see it, but once those clouds break, guess what? There's the sun. So that's what you are too. The clouds may be there to where you can't see it clearly, what you are clearly, but once those clouds dissipate, guess what? Who you are will always shine through too. All right, so never be ashamed of who you are, but rejoice in it. There's no need to wait for validation when the proof is in the pudding. All right, folks, so that is our show for today. But before I let you go, I want to make sure I give you these URLs. Of course, the first one is to Spreaker, and that is at https://www.spreaker.com/user/author Vivian Moore. You can follow me across all social media, which includes Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and what's that other one? Oh, I can't. That goes to show that I'm not very good at my newest social media craze, TikTok. Sorry, folks. I had to think about what it was. But anyway, TikTok, okay? So you won't see any videos out there of me doing stupid things. You'll just see videos of my work, my show, and my books and things of that nature. All right. So, but anyway, you can listen to Spreaker anywhere podcast or found, which include Spreaker, Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, YouTube, SoundCloud, JioSaven, iTunes, Audible.com, Verbal, Luminary, and Amazon. Okay, so there you go. And then there's my doorbell. How about that? It's crazy. Okay, I think I turned it off now. It's off. But anyway, those are all the places where you can listen to Book Chat. And next Saturday, big announcement, the show will not be on because I have been invited to an event that's taking place here locally. And it is called, hold on, because I want to make sure that I give you the name of it. Just bear with me a second. Hold on one second. Let me find it for you. Okay. It is. Oh, sorry. Okay. Well, anyway, it's see, here's my voice about to leave me. It's the Juneteenth celebration, but it's called the Literary Lounge. I'm sorry, and it will be next Saturday at our little theater here in Chattanooga, from 2:00 to 6:00, and I'm excited about it because they invited me to come, and I'm looking forward to it. Because I've never attended anything like this before, so it's the first time for everything. And so I've talked about me not really liking crowds and things of that nature because I'm an introvert. I'm a true introvert, but I'm actually looking forward to this, and and my family and friends will be coming out to support. Not only me, but also, the efforts of all the authors that will be there attending this this event next Saturday. So I'm excited about it. I need you to, just pep me up just a little bit, just to help get me through that day because I'll need it. So, but anyway, the show won't be on that Saturday, and we will return the following Saturday. So I know, I've only done this show a couple of times this month, but but it's because of those reasons that I have not because I'm losing interest or anything of that nature. It's because things come up. That's life. I have other things to do at times, and it prevents me from actually doing a show. But anyway, I thank you for listening. Keep downloading the episodes. I appreciate it so very much. And I don't know if you guys are planning on attending services tomorrow, but it's the first Sunday. I always get excited about that. It is, every day is a worship day, but especially on Sundays. So I hope you're planning to attend some church service somewhere to take your family and friends and kids. We had a young man to give his life to Christ a couple of weeks ago. He's only 10 years old. So if he's only 10, imagine, how many other souls out there that, that should follow in his footsteps. I'm not telling anyone what to do, but that to me is a blessing, and it just makes you feel good when the word reaches those who are so young and really haven't even started life yet, don't even know what life is about, but they want to start it on the right foot. So I'm just happy about that. And anyway, remember to tell those who you care about the most how you feel about them, because tomorrow is not promised. Today may be the only chance you get to say that. So I love you. I hope you love me back. Until the next time you hear my voice, God bless you and goodbye.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.